hello. How's it going, YouTube? Nick Cage does not know how to loot killers in Dead by Daylight, but Tired Marine does.
I need help!
In this video, he will simply be sharing with you some off-stream looping footage from this week, along with some commentary of my thought processes and decision-making at the time. Additionally, I'll be sharing some helpful tips and tricks that you might notice throughout the video. I hope that you can gain valuable insight from both observing my actions and hearing my thought processes.
So without further ado, let's dive right into the video. What you're about to witness is simply the pretext of what I do just before a chase that takes this match from 3 gens left to exit gates powered. I want to show you this because context matters, and the context here is that every one of us survivors is on death hook. These are friends that I'm playing with. Feng Min is currently in chase and injured. I got the weight of the world on my shoulders because I don't want to see my friend end up dying. This is simply an echo of the plays that I attempted earlier on in this match. This killer we're going against, this Blight, has been through some trauma, all because of my decision making earlier on in this game. They are likely a little bit flustered from my playstyle because I assure you, your average killer is not as excited as you are when you accomplish that flashlight save or a breakout play. This knowledge of what I've done to this killer makes me more confident in my loops, and that could be for better or for worse, and I'll let you decide that. What I do now is fail to do what I did at the beginning of this match, and that leads me into the final chase where I can simply hope to survive long enough to give my remaining friends a fighting chance. So kicking things off, I go into this room and I notice my friend Puppeteer, or Vittorio, is hiding nearby, was gonna wait for the save. I let them know that I'm gonna take the chase away from them. They're good to go work on gens. Hopefully I can make this chase last as long as possible. So I take the chase far from Vittorio onto the other side of the map and hope that the Blight takes the bait. And as you can tell by his red stain, he did. He's following me. I slow down to walk here, maybe lose him for a second to reduce my scratch marks. Drop this pallet. Notice what I don't do. I don't vault the pallet like most survivors typically would in this situation. I drop it and then I run long ways and totally catch the Blight off guard, and I'm able to create a lot of distance between me and the Blight. I'm able to walk here, reduce my scratch marks to 0, and lose the Blight completely. But what you guys don't see here in comms is that I'm talking to my team and I'm like, I lost the Blight, but I want you guys to be able to finish these last 2 gens. So I purposely make myself visible again and resume the chase. So typically, if we aren't in a near-death situation, everyone on death hook and only a couple gens needing to be done, I would tell you guys to greed the pallet until you're injured. That's not the case here, so I'm gonna pre-drop a pallet even though I'm full health state. I don't want the Blight to be able to get an early hit on me, and I want to extend the chase as long as possible because I know these pallets aren't going to be needed as much later on in this game because there's not that much game left, to be honest. So I'm greeting pallets, but I'm also going to pre-drop them if I feel like I'm going to get injured. Typically, I would say greet the pallets, run past them even if you might get injured, and use that distance to go to an even safer loop, but I pre-drop it the moment the Blight gets close enough to hit me. And notice that the last gen, well, not the last gen, the second to last gen just popped, and we're down to 1 gen, and that kind of makes me, I don't know, overconfident. It makes me lose my mind a little bit. It makes me think, hey, we're almost done, we're almost out of here. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I get too caught up in my head, and that's what caused me to make this next mistake here. I want you to notice right here, if the Blight is over the halfway point around the loop, I should have just quickly vaulted the pallet then, but my brain wasn't processing things as quick, and I lost a little bit of a 50-50, and that's what caused me to end up getting downed right now, right before the last gen pops and the exit gates are powered. In retrospect, if I didn't slow down for that flashlight save and lose my mind there and lose that 50-50, I probably would have escaped along with the rest of my team. But hey, you win some and you lose some, and as long as you can take the knowledge from your losses and move forward and improve to become a better player, then I say that you have won. Enjoy this clip of Puppeteer, my friend Vittorio, using plot twist to actually escape this match from the Blight. Hey, before we get into our next chase, let me know in the comments down below which perk on Survivor is your most used perk. Which perk do you lean on the most? I want to know. Let me know in the comments down below. While you're there, why not subscribe if you've been enjoying this video? If you've learned anything new, subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss any more videos like this in the future. It'll really help the channel out, and it'll help you out because you're going to be learning a lot more about Dead by Daylight. So I know that I was distracting you, but did you guys notice what I did wrong at the beginning of this chase? Guys, you gotta remember that killers are like dinosaurs. If you stay still, sometimes they won't see you. Look at this. Right here, I start moving, the clown turns toward me, and then starts chasing me. Before I started moving, they didn't see me. They were going left around the rock. I started moving, they turned right, and they saw me, and they started the chase. And here I am, with my pants down, getting chased by the clown, tripping over my legs, not knowing what to do. So I need to finally gain distance. I see the clowns vaulting the window, so I move on to the next loop. He has bamboozle, so I move on to the next loop, pre-drop this pallet, and gain more distance. I want to keep moving from strong loop to strong loop, and I need to utilize any time that I do have to get from one loop to the other. I try to gain as much distance as I can, because whenever you do this, whenever you're crossing the map and the killer isn't able to down you, it increasingly lowers their morale and their confidence for how this match is going. I moved to this very strong tile. You saw it in my check spots video with Michaela and Ghostface, and I was showing you guys how to see the killer around loops using your third-person camera. Is exactly what I'm doing here. Now, stop and pay attention to this. Notice, I start moving one direction. Whenever the killer starts the pallet break animation, they look down towards the pallet, kick it. I fake a direction. That's the last thing he saw. He saw me move to his left, and then I crossed back to the right as he turned left, so he didn't see me with motion blur or whatever. And I was able to actually completely escape this chase and get heals later on in this match without going down. This next and final chase is against the Onryo, a killer that can teleport and has low visibility. So the thing that I do want to highlight in this chase is it's not very... There's not a whole lot of crazy stuff going on in this chase. It's very slow. It's very less interactive than normal. It takes a little bit more foresight than most killers. So this killer is going to follow me across the map. They're going to realize that, you know, they're wasting a lot of time. My teammates could be on gens, finishing gens, and they're wasting a lot of time just trying to find me, down me. With this particular killer, they're not really going to be going for hook states. They want to teleport and add condemned stacks to me to eventually mori me. So they leave and see more easy prey working on a gen, and I eventually just run back and try to get their attention. I see them crossing toward the shack. I'm spinning around trying to make myself more, enticing prey. So I run towards this TV that I know is over here. I hear them teleport, and I immediately am changing directions and holding W as keyboard and mouse players say, but I'm just pushing for it. I keep running, and I move away from the killer in the opposite direction of where I know they are teleporting. So anyways, guys, if you liked the video, if you learned something new, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, become one of my first 1,000 subscribers on my road to YouTube partner, and leave a comment down below, guys. If you didn't answer my question earlier, what is the favorite perk of yours for Survivor? What's your most used perk on Survivor? Anyways, y'all have a fantastic rest of your day. Tired Marine, out.